Okay. It says find the complex conjugates for each of the following numbers. So when you see this bar on top of a complex number, it just signifies that you're looking for the conjugate. So if I have some complex number, we'll just say it's a plus bi. And if I'm looking for the conjugate, so I would write that line on top. The only thing I have to do is just change the sign of the imaginary part of the complex number. So this is going to be a minus bi. Don't overcomplicate it. That's as simple as it is. So if there is no complex part, you can think of this as -2 plus 0i. The conjugate's just going to be -2 minus 0i. So this is literally just going to stay -2. Okay, -11i, you can think of this as 0 minus 11i. If I take the conjugate, then I'm going to change the sign of the imaginary part. So this is just going to be positive 11i. I think the results that you got here was you multiplied each of these by its conjugate, when all they want you to do is actually just find the complex conjugate. So this is going to be, that's exactly what happened here. This is going to be 79 minus 74i. And this is going to be, this is flipped. They tried to trick you there. This is going to be 49 minus 824i. So that was just finding the complex conjugates. Now they want you to multiply. So first thing I'm going to do is write this as its conjugate. So this is going to be quantity 3 minus 6i times the quantity 3 plus 6i. So I'll just FOIL this thing. 3 times 3, I get 9. Outer, I get 18i. Inner, I get -18i. That's why we do this, so this imaginary part will cross out. And then last, I get -36i squared. So these are going to cross out, these 18 i's. I'm left with 9. -36i squared. I squared becomes -1 because I is the square root of -1. If I take I squared, that becomes -1. So I have -36 times -1, which is positive 36, which gives me a result of 45. And same idea here. I'm going to rewrite the first part. 8 plus 11i multiplied by its conjugate. That's 8 minus 11i. Which when I do that, I have 8 times 8, which is 64. Outer is -88i. Inner is positive 88i. And the last is going to be -121i squared. These cross out. I'm left with 64. This becomes a -1, makes that positive 121. So I get a total of 185.